and try. If you're born 12 days before Christmas, like you're a newborn, they try to steal you.
Okay,
try to steal that baby.
But also, you could stop the creatures from getting into your house by placing a colander outside the door.
Okay. So what's the market for colanders?
So they're compelled to count the holes, but because the number 3 is holy in the Greek, they would fail to count that number and have to start again.
So they would be on that timeless
loop. This would occupy
loop.
them till sunrise, when the house would be safe until darkness fell again.
So these are the original vampires, it sounds like.
Maybe.
Well,
it just sounds like someone
stealers.
trying to sell a lot of colanders.
Exactly. Yeah. It's visually gorgeous and incredible. You know, a lot of the stuff in the movie is real. Mm-hmm. You know, there's real planes and real G's, like Tom Cruise.
There was one villain that was worse than Barbossa, Blackbeard, and Salazar, and it was a female. Her name is Amber Heard. We lived there. It was Pittsburgh. It resonates with our city.
We didn't even live in Pittsburgh.
You guys, I'm making a point of saying it's like every other city in America.
Dude, I can't take it.
Welcome back to the Wacky Wonderful Wiseworks podcast. We're here with all you guys, gals, geeks, and goofballs to have a good time.
To have a great time.
Okay.
This Christmas season.
Christmas season. We're in it now. We're in the weeds of the Christmas season. Music's on the radio.
December 15th.
No, I'd say December.
What are you talking about?
The music is definitely on the radio right
Everybody's got their Christmas lights popping.
People got Christmas trees up.
They said Thanksgiving, turkey, and then pop.
In the weeds is after Black Friday, because that's when everyone goes shopping for their Christmas gifts.
We are definitely well within the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
Well with.
Yeah. Because Thanksgiving's already passed.
Yeah, two holidays during the holiday season's already passed. Only two more to go.
It's the holiday season.
And whoop-de-doo.
And whoop-de-doo. And dickory-da.
You went and saw a movie today.
I did.
Tell us about it.
I went and saw Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
What do you hit you with the...
I would say I was going into it kind of with, tiptoes because, I've not been great with the Marvel stuff lately. But
Marvel hasn't been great to you.
Yes. But it was subpar. It was not great, but it wasn't good.
Wait, hold on. Define subpar for me.
No, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. That's what I meant to say.
I need to know what subpar means.
It was not great.
It was below par.
But it was not bad either.
Oh, it's a golf term. I didn't catch that. I just now realizing subpar is a golf term.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was
beyond bogey.
It was basically what I expected.
Subpar, yeah.
Really quickly, because I was the only one who watched it, I'll just run through what I thought of it. The goods, the bads, everything like that.
Go for it.
I was really looking forward to a really good kind of Chadwick Boseman thing, and they did give us some.
Are you talking about a
memorial? Yes, some kind of like he died and this, and it opens up the film with him being sick, and he dies within the first 10 seconds. Did they deep fake him?
They didn't show him.
They didn't show him at all. Just a picture. So I feel like it was okay. They could have done it a little better. And then later in the film, the Queen dies. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like, in my opinion, that trumped his death. I feel like, not that they didn't give his death justice a little bit, but I feel like they overlooked it because they made the Queen die also.
They were like, oh yeah,
I don't think they should have done that.
Big death. Yeah, I heard a lot of people talking about that.
We weren't mourning King T'Challa in that opening sequence.
Mm-hmm. You're mourning Chadwick
a real
Boseman.
man who was awesome.
Yeah. They do have a lot of small things in there because it's mostly the film is mostly about what's his sister? I just lost her name. Why is this a thing?
Shuri,
yes. It's mostly about her, and she does say things like, he didn't tell me he was sick. He just kept it to himself. Very reminiscent of Chadwick himself because he didn't tell anybody. He just was going through a very, personal battle of cancer.
Which is understandably what Chadwick Boseman did, but I don't think what T'Challa would have done.
No.
The guy who cares about his country so much and his people so much, he's just going to be like, well, I'm getting sick and, nobody has the means to become the Black Panther after me. I shouldn't tell anybody.
He did, through the film, there was like, she realized that he had set up things, and even at the very last thing, this is spoiler. Can I spoil it for you guys? Are you going to watch it? The very last thing, found out that he ended up he has a son with,
Canceled. I didn't give my consent. Only Wyatt did.
Why didn't you say anything?
I was waiting to cancel him.
He has a son before he died with the love interest in the first movie.
Yeah.
And he set up for his death through the movie. Sure, he kept finding these things that he had set up for her, but she didn't know because he didn't want to tell her and have her.
So he left a little treasure hunt quest for her,
a little bit
to become the Black Panther.
But besides that, the film was subpar. I will say.
What about Namor?
Yes. He was the best part of the movie, I think.
Really?
He actually played. I really enjoyed his character.
You're about to say I really liked
his character. Yes.
Did pull you out? What was the feet wing situation going on?
It was a little odd, but it was
Namor.
Yeah, it was Namor.
That's his character in the comics.
I will say this though, kind of the last 15 minutes of the film. So his whole thing was, it kind of is following kind of real history a little bit, and being like, what's like white people come and do like cocaine and
colonization.
Yeah, like they took over their lands and took all their stuff.
Wait, how did you get from come in and do cocaine to colonization?
That's not how colonization works.
But
cocaine isn't a part of it, right?
You're talking about
when he was talking
they were making them. They were making them.
Yes, down in
Mexico.
Yes, the big cocaine era with the movie Blow that Johnny Depp did and all that other stuff. It's all.
But how did you get colonization out of that?
I know that the movie's about colonization, even though he
looked up reviews.
They use basically white people instead of Spanish people.
Yeah.
For the colonization, which it was all Spanish people, and Namor speaks Spanish and not the original Aztec language, which is weird. Shouldn't he be speaking the original Aztec language?
Well, I didn't see the movie. Disregard what Wyatt's saying.
I know. Going in and watching, I'm just gonna see all of the woke stuff.
There was not as much as you think. It actually, they were very tame with it. I feel like there was one scene where the Ironheart, when they meet her, she says something about being intelligent because she's at school, and she goes, "Yes, I'm like intelligent black woman," and I'm like, I should just go around and start saying that.
I'm an intelligent black woman.
No, I'm an intelligent white man, and just
that won't go well.
See what people think.
Yeah, what I heard was it was two groups of people who are fighting each other over a resource that both of them exclusively have.
This is what I was about to say when I got derailed a little bit. So the Namor, they want to kind of go to war with the whole world because...
You're just telling us the story. Give us the highlights.
Well, this is... okay. You have to ignore
Give
the
us
story.
the highlights of what you liked and what you didn't like.
I did not like this. This is what I have to explain. So they're them and Wakanda are at odds. They're going to war because he wants Wakanda to join them in fighting everybody else, and Wakanda does not. Okay? At the end of the movie, it feels like Shuri just convinces him. He's like, "Okay, I won't kill everybody anymore." And it's like, what? There was no conclusion there. Why did you change his mind after his whole life he was gonna do this, and you just changed his mind in like 2 minutes? And then the final kind of scene with him in it, he goes, I was trying to say that I wasn't going to, so that eventually we can work with Wakanda to, trick everybody else, essentially. So there was a subplot of him tricking Wakanda, essentially, at the end.
So at the
That
end,
was
so wait,
better.
he's double crossing Wakanda.
A little bit, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
guess that's a decent way to end the film.
Yes, he
Leave it Wakanda exposed. It wasn't a perfect plan.
Not quite yet, but yes, it wasn't. They thought he wasn't going to fight everybody, and then he ended up saying, "Yes, I just did that, saying that I wasn't going to."
Since subpar is not a tier, give us what the 1 to 10 is.
There was things that I liked in it, and then there was things that I was like, "This is just." I've seen this before.
1 to 10.
I'm gonna give it a 5.
Middle of the road.
All right.
5 out of 10.
You didn't excite Joshua too much.
Which isn't the way that this movie should go down.
To be honest,
Not really. Not following up.
I might get some hate for this. As a film, I would rather watch the first one over this one.
Yeah.
But I think Shuri played a better Black Panther, which there was only Black Panther for like 10 minutes of the end. There was no Black Panther up till 10 minutes to the end.
I think I'm still.
She played a better Black Panther, in my opinion. Than Chadwick.
I haven't seen the movie, but I would still go with. I think they should have recast Black Panther at T'Challa. Like they should have, and they should have done it with an alternate version of him from a different world, played by Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan in another world.
He was in this movie.
I know he was in it, but he should have been. He should have been T'Challa from another world, who was Black Panther,
and he came to.
He came to this one.
The audience is calling it a 95%.
Wow,
that's pretty high.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's higher than the critics, which is not common.
But now, I'd say give it a couple months, and this one will be, I think, will be down. Not on here, but it'll be down with the first Black Panther and Captain Marvel and Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah. It was,
I don't know that this movie is.
It was nothing special, but it was actually a lot better than I thought it would be going into.
Is her name pronounced
Letitia?
Letitia?
Yeah.
Letitia Wright. I've heard some interesting news about her lately.
Oh.
She's a professing Christian.
Is she really?
Yeah, she's the next Chris Pratt in the Marvel universe. But now
we needed some like ethnic female representation
for the Christian
in the Christian Hollywood people.
Look, I'm down. If there's something that I want to get on, it's like, hey, let's get the ethnic females out there representing Christ,
right,
in Hollywood. No, but for real, like there is some cool news out there. Like what she says, it doesn't sound surface level. Sounds deep. Sounds very personal. So
she's not that, Sunday morning Kanye West.
No, she's not that kind of. She's not that kind of Hollywood Christian. Very cool, Joshua. Good job.
Before we get right into the topics, I know we're going a little long in the intro. I have one question for Joe.
What is that?
And if you want to save this to the midnight special, we can.
Okay.
I'm going to tease the midnight special again. I did last week with my pants.
But I want to ask you, and you can answer here if you want. How's your journey in The Last Airbender going?
Okay. Oh! Wyatt's been telling me about this a little bit. We have not talked about this, but... Wait till the midnight special. I'm gonna
I'm gonna tease for the midnight special.
Okay, all right.
So all you audience will have to wait a week. Here we go. I'm teasing for the midnight special. That first season was a slow burn.
Okay.
You're basically telling us this.
No, I'm giving you.
Just give us a brief thing.
A teaser.
First season slow burn.
My ears perked up in second season. The end of second, getting into third. Haven't finished the third. Just a couple episodes deep. It's freaking good.
What you're enjoying it?
It's freaking good.
We can talk more about this.
I'll give my thoughts as to
later.
why I think it's good, why the conversion, and all my thoughts around that on the midnight special.
On the midnight special. Very cool.
My guy.
Yes.
I'm looking
happy
forward
for
to
that.
I'm looking forward to the midnight special now.
Yeah.
I mean, I was before, but
right. Well, let's move into the topics for this week.
Okay, so let me remind myself what I titled this opener. All right. So this season's monsters. We're going to talk about how monsters are made for movies.
Okay.
How are monsters created for movies? Ooh. All right. So I kind of broke this down. I want to get into technicals. I want to get into the production side of things.
I have a question.
Go for it.
Did you watch that corridor video?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Why?
Where they talk about the making of Vecna.
No, I didn't watch that one. I've watched other videos on
think I did.
Vecna. I didn't
think
watch
I
the
did.
corridor one.
Okay,
Why?
because they were with one of the artists who worked on Vecna, and they went into some details about how he was created.
I've seen behind the scenes stuff. I don't know
Is
if it was their video.
Cheese pizza?
No, it's not cheese pizza.
All right, so check this out. In my mind, so I'm breaking this down based on what I can observe and what I'm trying to help people understand that might be searching or asking this question. First, we got practical.
Yeah.
Then we got animated. Then we have a category that's a little different. I call hidden.
Oh, I thought you were going to say practically animated.
No.
Oh.
Hidden, something like Jaws.
Yeah.
Now, he became practical at
Yeah.
the end, but for the most part, you can hide your monster and give the illusion of mystery. So that's a way to create. And then also, you can do a mix of all of them, right?
Yeah, which is
So-
what a lot of people are doing nowadays.
Yes. You mix it up. You try to go as practical as you can, but then you add the animation, you add the VFX, and you get somewhere. What?
Not like Gremlins, they were all puppetry.
All practicals.
Which I love, personally. I love it.
With that said, what are some of your guys' favorite monsters in this category? And so when we say practical, we're talking about
practical.
we're talking about
specifically?
artists dressing up puppets or humans to become monsters, or like big animatronics, like
The
in
two
Jurassic Park.
big ones for me. You guys know Aliens,
Yeah.
Predators. That's
Yeah.
xenomorphs from the Alien series and the Yautja from Predator.
Yeah.
Both of those, there's a lot of, most of the early movies are almost all practical effects, which is fantastic. And even in Alien versus Predator, where they mix in CG and practical,
Yeah.
I think actually a lot of it actually looks really good. So I love those two.
My favorite practical monster that we've seen on anything, any film they've seen so far was way back in the probably early 2000s, maybe late 90s. BBC made Narnia. Aslan was a puppet. They made Aslan as a puppet. It was so
and
good.
He talked like
it was so good.
You're crazy, bro. Aslan talked
He's
like
not
this.
a monster.
But he
Aslan
was a
talked
great
like
practical. It was so bad.
I would think more of the wolf from the Never-Ending Story.
Ooh.
Now that's freaking creepy.
They
That's
also had
creepy,
a weird
yeah.
practical
I'm
wolf
not bringing
on
up a
Narnia
picture.
too.
We've done that like
We've
4
done that
times.
before, yeah, but it's
okay.
scary.
Practical speaking, I love what I'm seeing these days. All right,
Yeah.
Vecna is kind of going to become iconic.
Yeah, he is.
Vecna is incredibly good. Things like Jaws left us. Why I put Hidden up there is because Jaws, in my opinion, we should have got a sense of scale without having to show us outright.
Yeah.
Because once we saw the animatronic, once we saw the practical creature for Jaws, I became disconnected because back then the technology just wasn't there to make it as
because they
terrible.
only
did
show
see it a little bit.
show basically the mouth.
No,
They showed the whole thing.
They show a
but
lot
it
of
jumps up on the boat, bro,
yeah, but
and
they
a dude
show a
slides
lot
into
of it,
his
but,
mouth.
but it's still practical.
No,
I'm just saying.
they can't
I think
just
the
hide it
hidden
the whole movie.
No, you can.
You ever seen Tremors? Kevin Bacon? That's a lot of hidden, and
I have
it's
seen.
There's a lot
the
of
short
where-
film
good.
Hidden.
There's a lot of werewolf shorts and a lot of werewolf indie films that they don't ever show the werewolf.
Yeah.
No,
hide
they
it.
don't. They don't. I know about the werewolf.
I'm just saying
very-
you
very
can
versed
do
in the
it.
werewolf
You can do it.
scene.
We all know what a shark looks like. It would have been cool to see you can get close-ups and all kinds of stuff to show the scarring on the
Yeah.
shark, show the fin, get silhouettes, scope of size. But when I saw Jaws in all his glory on top of the ship, I lost connection a little bit, and I wish they would have remained hidden.
So are we just are we doing each of these? What's our favorite monster from each of
No,
these?
we're not talking about what our favorite monster is.
Okay,
I
because
want
you
to
said,
hear-
what's your favorite monster from Practical? And I'm
From
like,
practical, yeah.
what's your favorite monster from Animated?
Well, you can go ahead and give me what's your favorite animated, but I don't really think I'm more interested to hear what do you think was done
There's
most
so
effectively.
many good ones.
Not not favorite, but what's most effective?
I think there is a mixture, but I think that opening of the T-Rex breaking the fence, coming out in the rain, in the dark, of animated monsters, the T-Rex.
It was decent.
I love, like, that's so iconic. It's so beautiful.
Wait, which one are you talking about?
The first one.
Jurassic Park.
But that wasn't animated.
Yeah, it
Yeah, it was. When the T-Rex breaks through the
you mean
fence,
when he walks?
and she comes out and it's raining. You see her full body, and she comes through and she roars.
Yeah.
You
We
know?
watched it a bunch of times, try to figure out the sound.
Yeah.
It's beautiful and it's animated.
That is animated. It's moments before we got like that close up where she raises her head, and that was practical.
And the foot, and when it gets close. But I'm talking that. Seeing that, right? The animated version of that is some of my favorite work. Entirely animated monsters.
You can break it down to what I put on the
So
screen.
many good ones.
I put this on my screen.
Demogorgon
because I
is good.
Yeah.
Demogorgon's
Death Angel
good.
is
Death Angel
really
from
good.
A Quiet Place, in my opinion, is my favorite. That's why I put it up here. I haven't seen as believable and creepy and non-practical monster that had me shaking in my boots as much as A Quiet Place. And those monsters.
We just watched I want to say Live, Die, Repeat. It's not Live, Die, Repeat.
Edge of Tomorrow. Those are good too. Those are really solid.
Pretty solid.
I'm trying to remember what they look like.
Very arm heavy.
Almost tentacle-y.
Yeah.
Let me remind myself. It's been like a few years since I got an opportunity to watch Edge of Tomorrow.
And there's a ton of full animation monster-like creatures in Pirates. So, like, Davy Jones is monstrous. The skeletons, the Kraken, all of these different things. And those are almost entirely CG. Yeah.
It's that one.
Oh, heck
Dude,
yeah.
the blue one with its mouth open.
I remember this.
I freaking love it, dude.
Man, I was going to pick this from a monster, but I couldn't remember this. That was what I was
Talking
thinking
about
of.
this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
They're so cool looking, man. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, they are freaking cool, man.
They're almost all... They're made
It
up
almost
of
looks
tentacles.
like roots in a tree.
Yeah.
They are kind of root-esque. With that said, I wanted to parlay this into... let's get a professional in the monster realm.
Okay. Are we gonna,
To
is
give
this
us-
like phone a friend? Or is,
No, we're just gonna... No, we're not phoning nobody. But we are going to take a note from one of the most iconic monster film directors,
Okay.
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo.
Yeah, I would say he's kind of up
Pretty
there.
well versed.
Guillermo's done a lot of monsters.
Yeah, freaking.
I've not watched The Strain, but I want to. It's vampire heavy.
You he also just did the Cabinet of
Curiosities.
We didn't watch
he
very
didn't
much of
direct it, but he's co-directing, creating.
Yeah,
Cabinet of
he's
Curiosities.
overseeing it.
So he created 4 steps to creating a monster for your film or story.
Okay,
let's
and he
have 'em.
said, this is how he does it. This is what he told people. So first is inspiration comes from powerful sources.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you want to pick this up, Wyatt, and read this through?
This says the artisanal monster maker admits that he looks inwards to reconcile the imbalance between beauty and tragedy and rage that many artists face. However, for monsters to be most effective, Del Toro insists that they need to draw from a multitude of sources: myth, literature, nature, and our own spirit.
Very cool. This is the starting spot.
Yeah.
And this is his words of how he's like, you gotta start with something. Maybe you're doing a remix of something that exists.
So
you know?
let's take what's on the screen here, for example, The Predator.
Yeah.
How does this draw from myth, literature, nature?
It's an alien.
Well, first, it wasn't the first Alien. Was it the first? Did Predator come after Alien?
It did.
Okay, so I think Predator took inspiration from Alien as far as danger.
Wait,
Alien.
no, I would say Predator is an
Predator
alien.
is very different. So
It's not an alien?
He is an alien.
he is an alien. So
thought.
I think what makes Predator scary is, an enemy you can't see, which is what a lot of monsters are, right? So he's invisible. An enemy that is stronger than you, so you're stronger both physically and technologically. A creature that you don't know why it's killing. I think that's very important. And
they went into even though he's technologically advanced, they gave him a lot of sharp teeth, sharp claws.
Yeah,
because humans in their psyche have a fear
of those things,
sharp and biological animals.
And he's what is it? Anthropomorphic, like human-esque, but very different in the way that he looks, with the teeth, with the mouth, but has human eyes.
Yeah.
Almost human eyes.
Yeah.
Which I think is very important. Intelligence as well, I think, makes him scary.
Definitely.
The predator, or not the predator, the alien has very similar things in that it's killing. Nobody knows why it's doing it. It's mysterious. It's killing from the shadows. That's what makes monsters scary.
Absolutely.
So,
and I think in some way that's a good breakdown of seeing like how how to take this monster and break it down according to what Del Toro is saying.
I'm trying to look up something right that I want.
Can I move on to number 2?
Yeah, go for it.
Right.
Well, I'm looking this up.
So number 2 is tone and environment are as important as creature design. Del Toro marks tone as a distinguishing factor in the process, noting that the monster design must be of a piece with all their elements. Must be of a piece with all their elements of the picture, both visual and oral. Aral? What is that word?
What do we?
Aru? Did I?
Oral.
Oral.
I don't know what that word means.
I don't know either. I don't know exactly. That may not be quite what he's saying.
It's probably a miswrite.
No, I would agree, because we could take the predator, we could take the alien, both settings. The jungle is almost alien to humans. You know, it's dark, it's creepy, it's wet, it's very close together, it's stagnant. You know, you don't know what's behind the next tree, you don't know what's beyond the next hill.
Yeah.
The spaceship in the Nostromo in Alien, it's big, it's tight spaces, you know, and you've got this organic thing in a non-organic environment. Very scary. Gollum is, while small and not necessarily super imposing, is in dark, dank caves where everything is tight, everything is close,
and it's an environment that he is most well versed in.
Yeah,
which everybody that comes into that feels vulnerable.
Oh yeah,
but Gollum is the threat in the space.
Oh yeah,
and so I think the environment has, like, if you can picture an environment that your creature can cultivate itself in, is the most threatening. That's going to give you insight on what your monster's attributes are.
It also has to be an environment that is scary to humans. So I just watched The Thing with Kurt Russell.
Oh my god.
While the creature is very, very alien, the environment that they're in is Antarctica. They can't escape.
No.
They can't get away. It's cold. It's way below zero in these environments. The environment has to be scary as well.
The worst, most graphic monster I have seen. I hate it. I hate it.
Say
it. It's just Indiana Jones, the first one.
Yeah, the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yes. When they open up the Ark of the Covenant and everybody's face melts?
Oh, I love that.
That probably like 10 times in the movie. I'm not kidding.
Wait, they melt
in
people's
The Thing?
Yes.
10 times?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
There's this absolutely horrifying scene because the alien, the thing is in like a dog, and it's all practical, and there's like tentacles coming out of the dog, and it's splitting open and almost Cronenberging on itself.
Yeah.
Its skin is gone, it's changing, it's morphing. It is haunting. I was eating a sandwich at the time. It was turning my stomach.
It's so graphic and
However,
gross.
I forced myself to continue eating that sandwich, watching it, right? There's a scene where the guy is like trying to resuscitate another dude. He goes to press on his chest. The chest opens up and there's teeth inside and it bites off his arms.
Ooh.
It's so
There's one
graphic.
dude, his head splits into like two like mouths and bites another dude's head. Dude, the thing is absolutely crazy as far as the practical effects go.
So graphic.
Sounds like they're going
So
too
cra-
hard.
Yeah.
It's what's his name? John Carpenter, who did Halloween.
Why did I want to say Kurt Russell?
He went a little harder after Halloween.
He went hard.
Who's
in
Kurt
this one.
Russell?
He was in Escape from New York. He played Star-Lord's dad in the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
He was in the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right.
Kurt Russell's amazing. Keith David is in the thing. Keith David is amazing. Awesome.
All right, so point number 3 for creating a monster. Think about all the angles. So like a piece of art, Del Toro points out, a glance at the monster tells you its story and purpose and what it represents. Therefore, every design decision must be made. My brain is turned off.
Conscientiously. Every design decision must be made conscientiously.
When I hear this, I think of what I'm seeing here. Right? I added this picture because this is what I thought of.
What is this from?
Yeah, what is
I
this
don't
from?
know actually. It looks
Wait,
like
did you add all these pictures?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was part of the rules.
It's
No.
it looks like something changing, melting.
Yeah. But what I thought was people designed the monsters in a similar fashion. They use clay to build the masks, all that.
Claymation.
So when he's saying from all the angles, I'm thinking the practical realm where you have to get super detailed, like the Vecna situation. Like you need to see how light bounces off of your monster that you're designing. You know what I mean?
So
And that can be seen with the eye. Like take a light like we have up here, and then just circle it around the head that you're crafting. What is the back of the head?
what they did for that
what
is
does the
they
skin
talk
look
about
like?
it in the Corridor Crew video. Was they designed Vecna beforehand. They crafted and printed and created all of the practical effects and makeup that go on the actor. They put it all on the actor, and now they have reference. So the actor is actually in the scene, in those things, and they can animate everything on top of him.
Yeah.
Right? So they know what the lighting looks like on his face, and then they add all of the visual stuff. They said that like when the tentacle things are moving on his neck and chest, right? That's all added after the fact. But because they have the reference, they know how everything works and how everything goes. So they can see the whole picture because they already have it crafted out and practically in front of them, which is really cool.
And like he says here, a glance at the monster tells you its story and purpose and what it represents. That is pretty high level, and you can get really detailed with that. But these are like the things that, that are important, especially to Del Toro's process for crafting a monster. And
Was
then
that all of them?
No, there's one more. And this is actually one that I really like, where he talks about getting the actors to convey with their whole body. So I think it might be the guy that's in this suit. There's like a guy who's super popular in Hollywood for being like almost all of the practical monsters. He was I think he was him. He was also the most recently on Del Toro's work, the guy who did the Shape of Water monster.
Yeah.
But he's been in all kinds of stuff. And he's probably the best monster actor.
But we know also Andy Serkis as well. We know his movements. We know how he acts as creature work, right? With Gollum, with Caesar, with King Kong in the Peter Jackson film. It's your actors have to be able to convey what the monster is as well.
And the monster is not a human, so you can't do all of your work here like you might do acting as a human.
No.
Sometimes it's in the hands.
Well,
I
would say
it's also in
shoulders.
how do the people reacting to the monster act, right? So Ripley in Aliens, Sigourney Weaver, how is she reacting to the monster being in the room with her at the end of the movie when she's trying to escape, right? And she's very scared, and she's putting on the spacesuit and everything is so scary, and she's just trying to get it out the airlock. Versus when she is in the a very different suit. She's in the what's it called? Like it's
the
like
Wolverine suit.
No,
The mecha suit.
the mech suit
Yeah.
in the second movie.
Yeah.
Right? She's in this thing that's fighting the queen, and you know,
Super cool.
and she's calling out the queen. She's telling it to get away from the girl. Right? It's different acting.
Get out of here.
Both are, one is scared but also trying to defeat it. One is, I'm gonna fight you, also trying to defeat it.
Yeah.
Right? How they react, it's both very important to how the person watching the movie is seeing the monster.
Yeah.
Which is important.
So, and one other thing I wanted to bring up, if I may go back one, with the thing about the angles. This also like represents, like, does your monster have horns? And what does horns represent on your monster? That kind of thing, you know?
What do the physical features represent?
What do the physical features represent? So when you get down to the acting, he says, we've got the creature's backstory, environment, and appearance, but now it needs to come to life. The monsters have to move. They have to do their thing if you're creating a monster. So that happens through the movement. So you build on top of these things. You start with the backstory. You move to the environment to help inform the monster. Then you move to the appearance of the monster, which is the ultimate information. And then to bring it to life, and that's done through acting. So, or, you know, creative artists on the computer.
Well, it has to do, it not only the acting of the creature,
But the supporting talent.
the acting of the people reacting to the creature.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, we see it a lot in Hollywood with animated creatures, right? You know, we've all seen the pictures of Daenerys petting the dragons, but it's a, you know, it's a green ball that she's petting.
Or
you
like
know?
Bella Swan petting the guy who's supposed to be Jacob.
Right, exactly. it's they're things, you know, they're not, but it's up to the actor to make it seem real, to make it seem like it's there.
Yeah. And that is how you create a monster for the movies.
It's fun. It's good stuff.
That's absolutely good stuff. I want to move into something. Go ahead.
I was going to say some dumb joke. Not worth it.
We have another monster thing coming up, but first, thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia, Cynthia Wisener,
Yeah.
for being a Patreon supporter.
$10
We
tier.
really do
A
appreciate
$10 tier.
Yeah, that's the highest tier. Do we have the Corey tier up? Yeah.
No, it's not up yet. I'm
But
nervous
no,
about
there's
adding
one,
the
there's
Corey
one
tier.
after 10.
Yeah, there's a $25.
Yeah.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Oh, for like a super supporter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Technically, down the road, they're going to be the only ones that get the name and the credits on the podcast. But we're going to wait until we have a
More.
big,
Yeah, everybody's
big
getting it
following.
right now. So if you guys get into the Patreon right now,
all of these current episodes will have your name in it forever. We get too far down the road, then we're gonna have to do the cutoff. Only the $25 a month. So
we might be shouting out Monkey Dump. Thanks, Monkey Dump, for being in the
that
on the
would be kind of
Patreon.
fun one day when we're having to say
It will
horrendous
be.
names.
It will be
because-
internet names. There'll be internet names.
and I love that.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
I love the clip from this dude is like IRL streaming. He's at like a Walmart and he's like, "Hey, thanks for the tip. This a robbery?" And there's people around him looking at him.
This a robbery.
This a robbery.
Thank
He's
you.
at like a checkout line.
Appreciate your support, Cynthia. If you want to be a Patreon supporter, just go to the link in the description of the podcast and choose a tier that best fits your podcast needs. You ready for monster number 2?
2 monsters?
2 monsters themes.
What?
Okay.
But we're getting into the holidays, the Christmas.
We're talking about Tim Allen now.
No, we're talking about
Jeffrey Epstein.
no,
Jeffrey Dahmer.
no.
Any of the Jeffrey monsters.
Negative. We're talking about Christmas monsters.
Krampus.
Okay, since you say that, first on the list, Krampus.
For real?
Okay,
Of course.
this
It's
is what
probably
I'm
the
going
most
to do.
famous.
This is what I'm going to do. What we're doing, okay? I have 4 Christmas monsters.
They look like more like the Babadook than the Krampus.
Would you stop cutting me off, you son of a gun?
Oh, whoops. You need me to knock up your drink again?
Stop.
I thought it was like try to tickle
Stop
him while
now.
his hands were up in an X.
Stop.
Go
We're
ahead.
We're gonna look at 4 Christmas monsters. We're going to try to imagine if these monsters were real in 2022, what would the world look like? Especially around the Christmas season. Then at the end, we're gonna figure out which world would we rather live in.
How would we react? How would we live in this new
So
world?
how are they different from each
4
other?
the magic number tonight? You're just 4 in it. 4 in
Four
it.
in
4
it.
in it.
4, 4, 4, 4
4.
for the
I think you
horde.
should have done 6.
Well, dang. We're not doing that tonight.
All right, so what's Krampus?
So Krampus, you guys want to take turns reading?
Do we have to read all
Krampus
this?
resembles
so
an
much?
These are the
anthropomorphic demon
specs.
goat who punishes misbehaving children. He rips out girls' pigtails and beats children with birch branches, and often carries a basket on his back so he can carry off a child of his choosing and consume them for Christmas dinner.
Woo! That's good
5
enough.
December is
this is-
Krampusnacht. The night where men in homemade Krampus costumes charge around Alpine villages with pitchforks demanding booze and threatening strangers. Genuine monsters from fires of hell would probably have caused less destruction. These Krampus runs continue today and are a little more organized, still terrifying.
Okay, so what would happen is if every year some kid in the world gets snatched up. Well, first, millions of kids get terrorized by Krampus.
Yes.
Girls are losing their pigtails. Boys are getting beat over the head by this scary creature, just invading their space and just taking advantage of them physically.
Yeah.
And one of these unlucky kids are going to get ate.
Every
year.
Misbehaving children.
Let's ask this: if there's monsters disciplining kids in a serious way for misbehavior, does social justice exist?
I think it's up to parents to misbehave children.
Yeah.
To reprimand children so that they don't get carried off by Krampus.
Okay, so if we were to say in today's world, every year, like we're getting in the holiday season, everyone's like kind of happy, but also know that Krampus is going to show up and terrorize you and may take one of your kids. Unlikely, because there's millions and millions of families.
Who came up with these kind of stories? Like you get the colon stocking if you're bad, or the
Different. Different.
Yeah,
Well,
like
but it's
Scandinavian
but it's
myths
for
and
bad
legends.
kids. It's the adults that are like, get the kids to be good. We're gonna
Exactly.
scare them into. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it's no.
We're not questioning the thought behind
No.
these Christmas
It is
stories.
ridiculous nowadays. But back in the day when everything was dangerous, when going outside was dangerous, when the winter could kill you, when people could kill you, when the wolves could kill you, when mom and dad are working every second of every day to make sure everybody survives, making sure your kids aren't being stupid is very important for their survival as well.
So you create monsters to give the parents a little bit of a mental break for 1 second.
Yeah.
And say, a creature named Krampus is going to come and eat you for Christmas dinner unless you behave. Gosh darn it.
Right.
But
Well,
what if
what's our
Krampus
next
was real?
monster?
No, what if Krampus was real?
I think Christmas would be very different. It wouldn't
would be
be
different.
happy. It wouldn't be jolly. It'd be like, all right, everybody make sure you're being good.
Yeah.
Make sure you're behaving.
It would kind of be like
Hunger Games.
And
maybe
put a ring
maybe.
put a ring of salt around your house because this is clearly a demonic creature and they can't pass through solid rings
Or
of
you
salt.
gotta have the wooden
Solid rings?
stake with.
What
the
if your
holy
neighbor
water.
sabotages you and kicks a
You're
hole?
done. You're done.
Kicks
Yeah,
a
you're
gap in
done.
the salt.
Exactly. That's the problem.
The dad's out there patrolling around the house. It's like, no, don't touch my salt.
Yeah.
Don't touch my
I
salt.
think it'd be
Yeah,
I
that's
think
more
it'd be a
like,
much more guarded time of year.
That's more like the purge then.
It'd be a much more guarded time of year. Next creature. The Yule
lads from Iceland.
Okay, so you don't have to read all of this, but basically what they are is I think there's 13 Yule lads and different. They're kind of like
12
dwarves.
and 24. Oh
No,
yeah,
the
the
12 and
13, you're right.
24th of December. So they're basically like little dwarves or gnome-like creatures,
Yep,
but
yep.
they cause mischief, right?
Yeah.
But the original legends of Yule lads was very violent.
Okay.
So the mischievous nature would be one comes in and steals all of the family's sausages. All right. That family
I like
gets
the
zero
spoon
salt.
licker who
in the
steals
garden?
wooden
Spoon lickers.
spoons.
But he just comes and licks all your spoons. Another one just slams doors so
Yeah.
you don't get any sleep. That's the mischievous. Now take that kind of like mean-spirited behavior and make it violent. That's the original legends of the Yule Lads.
Yeah.
They're like kind of like red hats. You guys know what red hats are?
No, what's a red hat?
They're essentially a gnome or a fairy like creature
That lives in the garden.
Well, they're like little gnomes, and they wear red hats, and they kill people or children or something, and their hats.
It's a good thing I'm not a children anymore.
Their hats are red because they soak them in the blood of their victims.
Ooh.
If a red hat's hat dries out,
I'm
they
wondering.
die. If you catch a red hat, you can hold them hostage and get wishes from them.
Ooh.
If you like take their hat because they don't want it to dry out because they don't want to die.
What kind of wishes? They're like magical wishes, or
Yeah,
just they'll
magic
do something?
wishes.
They'll do stuff. For
They're
you.
little leprechauns at that point.
Yeah, they'll do stuff for you.
Um,
Anything.
So
Go rob that bank.
let's go ahead and go with
You
the
can guess
violent.
what the sausage swiper gets up to.
Let's just say
That's it
this.
right
Okay. Let's say this. So they can be mischievous to as many people as they want, but we're also going to keep the original legend and say they have a violent tendency.
Mhm.
So if you like confront them while they're slamming doors, licking your spoons, and stealing your sausage, they might just beat you to a bloody pulp. You know what I mean?
Well,
so
I think-
and
Nobody's stealing my sausage.
They touch most houses across the world between
Yeah.
the days of the 12th to 24th of December.
Here's my thing. You take into consideration what the lads want, right? The spoon licker wants wooden spoons to lick. So you take your wooden spoons, you cook with them, then you leave them out
For the licking.
for the lickers so that they don't get violent. You leave the sausages out for the swiper. You leave doors open for the slammer.
Yeah.
Right? And you just make sure that you take into account what every lad wants, 13 things,
And you provide it.
and you provide it. And that's how you avoid getting, hurt
Hurt by the Yule Lads when they come to
during
visit.
Yule times.
When they come to visit right before the Christmas day. So, and remember, they come out on Christmas Eve too. So
Yeah.
you can't have fun till
12th
the
to the
25th
24th.
of December.
Yeah.
So, I think in
When
today's
does
world, how would we counter this in today's world?
I just said.
Yeah.
Salt?
No.
Oh no, you're
gotta
saying that's how you would do
I'm
it.
leaving-
You would please them.
I think that's how everybody would start doing it.
When does the old witch from downstairs come into play?
I don't have any Christmas witches.
I put salt on the stairs actually every day so that she doesn't come up.
Wyatt just goes like,
You gotta leave lines of salt.
Yeah, or just put like oil so she slips down the steps when she's trying to get up.
your holy waters.
I make
So-
opposing simulacrums of myself.
A what?
What's a simulacrum?
You don't know what a simulacrum?
No.
Simulacrum is a voodoo doll. So it's made of clay and things, and it represents the person, and it has a piece of their hair or skin or nails.
So wait, you said you left one out?
No, I make one of me so that, if she's trying to hurt one of me, I have one with more powerful
What if she gets a hold of that one then?
What if she gets a hold of both?
It's sympathetic magic, right? So she probably only has access to what? My hair, my spit. That's the most DNA that she can bind to her simulacrum. My sympathy magic has, blood. It has way more magic in it.
It's got a baby tooth in
Right.
it.
I don't know. What do you got in your car? Just throw-
Anything and everything. So if she tries to throw mine into a pot of boiling water, my sympathetic connection to the one that I have is stronger. So it's going to
But
counteract
think about
the
this.
effects.
She has all the time in the world. You have to go to work. You're not going to have time to counter all these spells.
No, but she can't collect.
This is not one of them, by the way. This just does.
Okay, all right. Look,
Yeah,
there's no
lines in-
Christmas witches. All right. The next one is, okay,
The giant cat?
the Yolakoturin. The Yolakoturin
Christmas cat. Or the Christmas
giant Christmas cat happens to be a giant
I would
Christmas
say that's
cat.
pronounced
pet.
Yola Choturin.
Maybe.
cat. Goforth.
Happens to be
Yeah.
a giant Christmas cat pet of guess who?
The Yule lads.
The Yule Lads.
The lads?
Yeah, see, right here. If it's not enough, the Yule Lads also have a pet cat who is perhaps the most terrifying creature of all. So, what is the cat's motivation? Let's see. It's telling the
Consumes
U.S.
any child who did not receive new clothes on Christmas Day.
Well, that's
So the parents, to
good,
avoid
'cause I
this,
always get on
One more thing, yeah. This is what the world looks like with the Yule lads and the Christmas kids.
what happens if the world does not produce enough clothes? Okay, this is what I think. I think a lot more parents would know how to knit, know how to sew,
Know how to
just in case
crochet.
they couldn't afford or couldn't get their hands because of the the demand of new clothes. 'Cause
Yeah.
some parents and some booty holes are gonna hoard the clothes
Yeah.
so they can make a sweet dollar. In today's world, we saw
I
that
think
from
it's
the
pretty
pandemic.
simple.
No, but in today's world, you have to get your kids new clothes or you're gonna get eaten by a giant cat.
Yeah.
Your children, you love their children.
I don't know why this makes me think of that book we would read when we were little croutons about the guy. They
Sold cheese for socks.
Yeah, so he sold to the rich because he was poor socks to get cheese for food, and he ran out, so they had to take his sweater and knit it.
Knit more socks.
And they knitted the socks into a sweater. It was too big, so they ended up giving it back to him. So it was like a circle of him getting cheese and sweaters.
Except he got the better of the deal because he got his sweater back and he got all that extra cheese.
But he was still cold for like a significant amount of time.
Yeah, they had little drawn.
I think
That's
the
a weird
little,
story,
I think
but-
of the little match girl. Y'all know the little match girl?
The little match girl.
What? She's got like 4 matches left or whatever, and with each match she lights one. She's sitting. These are her last matches. She lights them. She's sitting in an alleyway somewhere, and with each match she imagines a better world for herself or a memory or something. And as each of them burn out, she moves to the next one, and then with the final one, it's gone, and she dies of the cold.
Oh dang it! Oh dang it! That's why we didn't know this story.
It's
My
a very
parents
sad,
didn't
depressing story.
like death stories. They don't want kids to be thinking about their immortality.
If you don't get clothes, you get the cat.
New
Okay,
clothes.
but imagine
yeah.
this. Imagine this. A giant cat just patrolling the streets, sniffing out for
New clothes?
No, sniffing out for hand-me-downs, honestly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're talking new clothes. You can't get your brother's old T-shirts.
What if you
could.
take that T-shirt, you cut it up, and then you sew it into a hat?
That works.
That's a new hat.
Works.
But is a hat clothes?
Yeah.
It's accessories.
I saw a guy.
Is it labeled clothes?
I saw
It
a
warms your body, yeah.
guy at work the other day. He had the sleeve of a long sleeve shirt he had cut, and he was taking the sleeve and he put it on his head. So it was like a sleeve.
I saw a
sleeve
dude
hat.
once who...
I'm like, that's
he
great.
was an old man with one of them pot bellies. He was like skinny arms and legs and everything, but he had one of them pot
It's a
bellies.
sailor belly.
Yes. And his shirt was cut horizontally up the side and then across the belly. So it covered his belly button, or it was above his belly button, so it let his tummy hang out. It was cut down and then went straight down, and the rest of it was normal shirt length and was tucked in.
What? Why? He
I don't
wanted
know.
to show the
This
belly?
was a real person that I saw.
He wanted to show the belly.
It was incredible.
Is that the last monster?
No,
Now
we have
gotta-
one more
One
monster.
more.
One more, and then we get to decide which would
Which
we
would we
prefer.
rather live in? All right, I don't know how to say this at all.
The Gila.
The
Calicronsaure.
Okay. In Greece, a group of demons called the were said to spend the year underground sawing through the tree of life that ran through the earth.
Okay.
Each December, when just a single thread held the tree together, and the 12 days of Christmas would... This is all written
Would
so
compel
screwy.
them to come
Would
above
compel them
ground
to come
and
above
wander
ground
the
to
earth.
I can do this. By their return in January, the tree had repaired itself, and they had to start again. Once over ground, they caused mischief and chaos, but above all, sought to steal any children born over the 12 days of Christmas and turn them into fellow companions. But they could be kept at bay by binding newborn babies in straw and garlic.
Wait, I'm so confused.
It's a horde of little demon tree
that comes
eaters
up
that
and
are
steals
underground.
you and makes you into them?
Comes up and if you're born 12 days before Christmas, like you're a newborn,
I'm good
they
then.
try to steal you.
Okay,
Try to steal that baby.
But also, you could stop the creatures from getting into your house by placing a colander outside the door.
Okay. So
Colander?
what's the market for colanders?
So they're compelled to count the holes, but because the number 3 is holy in the Greek, they would fail to count that number and have to start again.
So they would
So
be on
this
that
would
timeless
occupy
loop.
them till sunrise, when the house would be safe until darkness fell again.
So these are the original vampires, it sounds like.
Maybe.
Well,
it
they're
just
just
sounds like
baby
someone trying to
stealers.
sell a lot of colanders.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, so let's say this. What if there's like a horde of underground demons that you have a baby? You're just praying, please, baby, come after Christmas.
All
but then
right.
it comes on the 14th. The 14th of December, you have a pregnancy and you have a birth.
Look, we've got some pretty strong evidence we've got some pretty strong repellents here.
Straw, garlic.
Garlic, both readily available,
Yeah.
easy to get a hold of, and colanders.
Okay.
If you don't have
I don't
a
know.
colander,
We went looking for colanders to brew our beer, and
Take a
how
bowl.
long did it take us to find a
take
colander?
a bowl
Took a
and
while.
drill some holes into it. Anything more than 3,
No,
they
it
get
has to be
confused.
12. The holy number 12.
No, the
3.
holy number is 3.
Oh, I thought
So,
you said
So they would
just
get to
drill
3.
a bunch of holes in a bowl, put it outside the door.
You would think they would know not to start counting when they can't make it past 3.
They're dumb. So I think we've
But
got
they're
some
good
pretty
at-
strong
they're good at
repellents.
stealing
So in
babies.
this world, everybody would
Baby
be
snatching.
wrapping their babies in hay.
You know what I
and
said to that?
garlic and putting colanders outside the door.
You better hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your husband, because they're out there stealing everybody.
Okay, so what is the world you would not want to live in between these 4
Scroll
monsters?
through them again. Go.
So we have
Cat,
The cat,
demon,
baby snatchers,
and then the elf next.
giant cat, the little Yule lad elves, and the Krampus. Which would you prefer not to live in? What world? It sounds like the worst
elf,
Christmas
the
world.
elf one at the end, probably.
You think the Yule lads are the worst?
No, the
Demon baby snatchers?
Yes, the snatchers.
um,
The snatchies.
go back to the cat. I forgot the rules. New clothes.
Yeah.
I would say Krampus.
You say Krampus is
Yeah,
the
I would
worst
say either
world.
the snatchers or
because
Krampus,
because
yeah.
Krampus is the hardest to avoid.
Krampus is a guaranteed kid getting ate.
No, it's not. If your kids are good,
Yeah.
then it's not.
No, but not every kid's good.
That's
Krampus
the problem.
is guaranteed a kid.
That's the problem. Misbehaving is that's the hardest rule to be able to keep your kids from being mischievous. So this would be the worst world to live in. All the other ones we have rules to stop these monsters.
even if there's misbehavior.
hard, fast rules.
There's a magic system,
Yeah,
if you will.
exactly. There's a hard magic system. There's a soft magic system. You can't account for everything.
Okay.
Your kid just may be mischievous.
I agree with Wyatt, and I didn't think about it in that way, but I agree with you because I'm like, I don't want a world where we can't fight them.
Yeah.
I don't want a world where there's a guarantee sacrifice.
Yeah.
And that's what Krampus offers. All right.
Do we guarantee?
What's the best world?
definitely them, the elves.
I'm
Yule
saying
lads?
giant cat with new clothes. All you get to do is put on your new clothes. Put on your new clothes. Make sure your kids are all in their new clothes, and then sit by the window and watch the giant cat walk around the neighborhood. That's what I think.
I don't know that we don't know the rules for this. What exactly is new clothes? Do I see if I can take old clothes and turn them into a new clothing item and that works? I'm okay living in this world.
You gotta go to Target and get some new
If
socks.
I have to go out and buy new clothes for my kids each year, there's poor people who can't do that, and
I think
this is pretty bad.
that's what it is.
The cat's gonna get probably a few people.
Because Krampus, that's not a confirmed kill.
It is.
That's not
no. Krampus is pretty much guaranteed
No,
one
no.
child dies.
No. It's not a confirmed.
He's got to eat his dinner.
Listen, it's not a confirmed kill for your child.
Correct.
He may come in and take their pigtails or beat them with a branch, right? Which
No, I think that's
not death.
Okay.
Cat's killing your kids. It's taking your kid. It says consume. It's going to consume any child. So if you don't
Get
follow
a
these rules
giant spray bottle and
100%,
just be like,
So what do you want to live? You want to live with the mischievous gnome?
no, I would
creatures?
live with the gnome.
I feel like the Yule lads,
Yeah.
because it says they can get violent, gruesome, gratuitous violence, yeah.
gratuitous.
Shocking tales of some gruesome brutality and gratuitous violence, but it never says kill.
It never says kill.
It never says they'll kill you.
But neither does the demon babies. They just get converted.
I don't want my baby converted. Look, I can suffer some gratuitous violence fighting off the Yule lads.
I
right?
mean, define gratuitous. I know the gratuitous. Sniff. I don't know the gratuitous violence.
Pretty gruesome violence. Like they're cutting you open. They're
okay.
really laying
Really
into
messing
you.
with you.
Okay.
Yeah. Stealing your sausages. Gratuitous.
Just plugging your orifices with something.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I am split between either the U-Lads or the U-Lads pet.
I would definitely lads for myself.
You going with lads? I'd rather just do something to avoid a giant cat than for sure have to be pranked or beat up violently by these guys.
Hold on. Let's go back to.
There's 13 of them.
Let's go
There's
back.
one giant cat.
Let's
and
go
you
back
can avoid
to
this
the. Let's
pretty
go back
easily.
to the elves.
Yeah.
At the end, chewing on the tree, right?
You mean the demons?
Look, pregnancies can be timed. Everybody knows that they happen. That it takes them 9 months. For the most part, your kids are not going to be born during this time frame if you time it right.
It's 12 days before Christmas.
Everybody is
almost 2 full weeks.
Everybody is making their kids in November.
But you can't plan for that very well.
What do you mean?
Like, that'd be really hard to plan.
No, it's not. What
No,
you
to
talking
get
about?
everybody on board with making kids in November.
It wouldn't take getting everybody on. I don't care about other people.
Okay, if by
Wait,
those rules, then we go with the giant cat.
Wait, go back.
By
Does
not
it say
caring about other
babies or
people.
newborns? Because they could be like
Newborns.
No. We're talking
What
about
are we
a
talking
world. We're talking about a world where this happens. I'm saying in that world with the elves, everybody is making their babies during
You guys are way
October
overthinking about it.
and November. You're never making your babies earlier because
Yeah,
what
not really.
if they're born during those days?
Yeah.
Everybody's making babies in those last 3 months. Everybody. You're never making your baby earlier.
Wait, when you say make your baby, are you talking about freaking inducing the birth?
I'm talking about conception. The sex.
But you
The
wouldn't.
sex.
You're not having sex during December. This is babies who are born during
I
this
know,
time.
but you can make
That is
it's
the
9 months
point.
from that point. It's easy to time out.
You are not making your baby
But someone's gonna get the
urge.
urge mid December.
That's on them if we're living in this world. They know the rules.
Okay, but by that same freaking logic, we go with large cat. Because if it's I just have to worry about my family, and everyone knows the rules. The cat won't eat anyone if you get new clothes.
Yeah, but what if you lose your job from the factory?
Yeah, exactly. What
and
if you are
new?
so poor you can't get new clothes?
Because you gotta
I'm
eat.
saying this in that situation that's unavoidable. The baby thing is completely avoidable.
Yeah.
I don't want to live in a world where there's a horde of demons running around counting dots, trying to freaking find newborn babies.
Just don't be boning down during other parts of the year.
This is a
Make
ridiculous
sure your
game.
babies are born well before this time.
Yeah.
I'm going with giant cat. Okay, Joshua, which world would you want to live in?
The lads.
Okay, Joshua's going with the U-Lads. We all think Krampus is the worst.
Yes.
Yeah. No,
Wyatt, you're
I said
saying-
I said the baby snatches were scary, but Krampus is pretty bad.
I
yeah.
actually think I'm going to go with the baby snatcher world.
You're going with Baby Snatcher Demon World.
There's so many easy ways to avoid this. Don't be having kids.
Yeah, but they're still gonna be around. Maybe they'd be stealing, snatching your baby, but maybe they'll just
Maybe they'll just walk through your house looking to see if you got a baby.
They can't get into my house. I got a colander out the front. See? Hard,
What if someone
rules.
loses their job and they can't buy a colander?
You make a colander.
You can make new clothes. He's going with Demon World. I'm going with Large Cat World, and I'm going to turn it into an event. I'm going to say, everyone put on your new clothes. We're going to see the giant cat walk down Main Street.
It's sad that some people don't have enough money to buy new clothes for their families.
I don't think they'd be going to Main
We're going to
Street,
build
probably
up
in the
charities.
woods.
We're going to give new clothes away.
You gotta buy new. What does it say?
I can
You gotta
easily give away straw, colanders, and garlic. Way easier than you can give away new clothes. What are you in the textile profession?
I got the textile merit badge in Boy Scouts.
Yeah, what'd you make?
What did I make?
You weaved a belt.
I woved a belt.
Okay, that's so freaking easy.
Yeah, it is. And it was my first ever project, so get off my butt. I'm going with giant cat. Joshua's going with the you lads, and Wyatt wants to live in a world with demons.
We still got to talk about Tim Allen. You know that?
Yeah.
Okay, what time? What time?
We're over an hour.
Well over?
No, just over.
Okay, let's rush through this. I got 7 facts about Tim Allen's Santa Claus film that you do not know. And we're going to go through
we
them.
know one of them.
Now, you might know some of them.
Okay.
You might know some of them.
It's a fun fact.
Let us know in the comments if you knew any of these, and tell it. I know there's more. I specifically left a bunch out because there are a lot of fun facts about this film. Tell us in the comments if you know more fun facts about this film.
I don't know if she likes this movie, Santa Claus, but I know Esther's a really big fan of Tim Allen. She really likes Tim Allen.
Let's learn some stuff about Tim.
Okay.
Or
so
Santa Claus.
we got the Santa Claus Tim Allen film. First fun fact. November 1994. What?
You just got so much stuff to read.
I just copied and pasted. I wanted to get so much good information out of this.
You want me to
one.
read? I read quick.
Go read quick.
1994 was a high point for Tim Allen.
In the same week.
In the same week, The Santa Claus was #1 at the box office. Home Improvement was America's #1 rated TV show.
Yeah.
Allen's book, Don't Stand Too Close to the Naked Man, was #1 on the New York Times bestseller list.
Imagine that week
It was
for
big.
Tim Allen.
Yeah.
That's big.
That's like the whole
Wait,
world
is that
knows your name.
Is that the fact?
That's the first
There we go.
cool
That's
fact.
Oh, that's
fact.
not bad
All
at
right.
all. I thought they were all going to be negative.
No. What did you think? This is a slam piece?
Maybe.
That's a bad choice of words.
I thought it was like
Bad
during
choice
the
of
filming
words.
of
That's
Santa
exactly how
Claus.
that
Did you know?
slam piece is a legit thing. No, it's a legit term.
I thought you were going to say stuff that was like, did you know during the filming of Santa Claus, he could not wear any underwear with the Santa Claus suit because it made him itchy or something like that?
I'm just giving
That's
you
not a
some.
negative. That's a positive.
That's a pop.
Well, what if he's had too much cocoa that day?
Yeah.
Okay. Next fun fact.
1-800-SPANK-ME was more than a gag. It's doubtful Disney realized it, but in this phone number mentioned in the movie connected to a real phone sex line, this caused a minor scandal when the Santa Claus hit home video in 1997. The
That's
line was
funny.
subsequently been cut from future releases, including DVD.
Okay.
That is hilarious.
I'm going to play this really short scene from the movie.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Of course it is.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So let's watch this real quick.
Here's Neil's mom's number in case.
1-800-SPANK-ME. I know that number.
And embarrassment.
I remember
know
that.
that number.
I know that number.
We had the VHS with that version.
1-800-SPANK-ME.
Yeah, it was always. I never saw the film without that version.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
So that's another cool little tidbit. I'm reading this one. Toy Santa and Buzz share a catchphrase. They both declare, "You are a sad, strange little man."
Who does... Oh, Toy Santa. Okay.
Yeah.
Toy Santa is saying that in reference to Buzz Lightyear. They're not sharing a catchphrase.
Well,
Doesn't
I don't
Tim
know.
Allen say it in the film?
Yes.
Yeah.
Buzz Lightyear says it
It's
in Toy
Tim Allen's
Story.
catchphrase. They're both Tim Allen.
Buzz Lightyear says it in Toy Story.
Yeah.
And because essentially Toy Santa is a giant toy,
Yeah.
he's saying it in reference to this movie.
Yeah,
they're
they're
not
both the
sharing
same.
a catchphrase.
It's
They are referencing Toy Story in
joking
the second Santa Claus movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many fun facts do you have, by the way?
He said 7.
Oh, that's 4?
Bruh.
Keep going.
All right. There's a Mickey hidden in the moon.
Yeah, and we knew that.
Is there really? Is that not real?
No, that's real.
No, that's
So most Disney films have a Mickey hidden someplace.
Mm-hmm.
If you know where it is or you have good eyes, you can find it. In this film, it's on the moon. Ear, head.
Oh, I would have said it was up there.
Yeah, I
See,
would have said it was
in the dark
craters.
spot.
It's also right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It also could be there. But
I
everyone, the community generally agrees it is this section right here.
That's not real.
Yes, it is.
No, that's just a picture of the moon, and people are like, "Oh, Mickey!"
No, that's for real.
It's just like in Star Wars, in Empire Strikes Back, there is literally like a Mickey-looking thing in the background. It's not Mickey Mouse. It's just a thing that's in the movie.
Well, that wasn't Disney at that point.
No, exactly.
But, yeah.
That's not a Disney reference. That's just the moon. You guys are
But
retards.
this is a Disney film.
Yeah.
Retards. You got that's
Next
just
one.
a picture of the moon. That's how the moon looks.
He did say 1-800-SPANK me, though.
He did say that.
Yeah.
I don't believe this one. I think that's just a picture of the moon.
I believe it. Okay, so there was a little shout out to Home Improvement. He puts the little belt, he sizes it on, he's like, too small.
I like that.
Just a quick shout out to Home Improvement because that's what the show's about. And if you haven't seen Home Improvement, by the way, it's an older film, but it's an older show. It's freaking good.
It's good. It's
You should
a
watch
classic.
it. I think this is close to the last one. Disney is sometimes strict when hiring actors for films due to Alan having a criminal record. He almost lost out on the role of Scott Calvin. However, according to Pop Culture, whoever they are, Disney made an exception for the actor and let him star in the movie. So it wasn't just about that he had a record. It was about like Disney had a policy. It's like we don't put leads with a record on film. It's too scandalous. And they got to know Tim Allen and they're like, he's a good guy.
He was storing that, that snow in his Santa bag.
Right. Yeah. So
That
he
candy
was
in the
caught
Santa
with
bag.
some cocaine at an airport.
Which is a crazy place to bring cocaine.
and
it
look,
was before 9/11.
This is also Hollywood. It's California. People are on drugs. People are addicted to drugs, and that's not something that should define their entire career.
No.
That they were at one point an addict. People get over that. People change. People get better.
And who knows? He might have been bringing it to his addict friend who needed it. He needed his medicine.
And no, I'm just saying that you got to give people a chance. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm glad he was. I'm glad he became Santa.
Yeah.
I think this is the last one. Did you guys know there are, in addition to hidden Mickeys,
There's a lot of elves hidden.
there's hidden elves.
I
we knew
didn't
that.
know this.
We didn't know that.
I actually didn't know
Joshua
that.
didn't know this.
I did know this.
Joshua knew this.
I've
This
never
little
seen
boy
this before.
is an elf
Yeah.
in class.
That's awesome.
Throughout the film, they hid little kid elves in the background.
That's good.
So
There
if that
weren't-
doesn't prompt you to go watch the film, try to
Yeah.
find the elves.
There were no hidden Mickeys. That was just the moon. But
No,
the
these are
hidden
real
elves is a legit thing. That's really cool.
Yep. They got hidden elves throughout the first movie. Go ahead and watch it. Try to find where all the hidden elves. This is the first
Yeah.
one you get for free.
Very
all right.
cool.
So I think that's all my facts.
Yep, fun facts. But we still got monsters.
We
Even
got-
though we've talked about monsters this whole episode.
What's wrong with monsters?
Monsters are good.
We only got a couple more weeks left of monsters. Here we go. Anything you want to intro before I go?
Well, we can talk about mine once we get it up on the screen because I got to introduce some important stuff. About
I had a specific monster. It's the same monster.
Same
from
creature.
different movies because he said the movie I picked.
The movie you picked is too big.
Scroll to it.
Okay.
Which
Minotaur.
Minotaur.
From
which
Narnia.
movie do you think I was gonna pick?
Narnia.
No, I was gonna pick Percy Jackson.
Oh, Percy
too
Jackson.
big.
Isn't that
apparently.
Minotaur too big?
It's big.
It's
But
freaking huge. It's you
That's
need
a monster.
You
This
said a little bit larger of human size monster.
Yeah.
So Joshua said, "Here, let me pull
Yeah,
out
but-
let me pull out a creature the size of a bus."
no, he takes the horn and stabs the monster in the chest with it.
yeah, so a pretty easy kill,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Don't make me the bad guy.
I'm just saying. All right.
Don't hey,
Look.
why are you ganging up on me?
I'm
Back
not.
the heck
I'm not.
up.
I'm not. But I think it doesn't matter. Minotaur is anywhere between 7 and 9 feet tall. So is the man bat.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What is the man bat?
So the man bat is from Batman. It's from the
Oh.
comics, the animated series, and the video games.
Is he a bad guy?
It's a monster. It's not really a bad guy. So Dr. Langstrom creates this serum which turns him into the man bat.
Oh, so it's a guy that turns into a bat.
Yeah, and so it is a legit monster. It's hurting people. It's dangerous. It's bigger than a human, so it's and it can fly, and it has sonic radar
Sick.
powers. So it has sonic blasts that it can hurt you with. So yeah, that's my monster.
And the Minotaur, if you don't know what it is, it's a warrior standing cow
Yeah, it's a
Bull.
standing bull.
It's a giant. It's a really strong creature.
with
Yeah.
an attitude.
So
An attitude that'll rip your head off.
I think the Minotaur is definitely stronger than the man bat.
Oh, I think it can manhandle it pretty good.
But the
man
man bat's
bat-
got the
Man bat has
this shooting thing.
can shoot sonic
Yeah.
powers from its mouth, which I think would incapacitate the Minotaur, and it can fly.
Incapacitate.
Mhm.
Did Batman become victorious over this bat?
Yeah, you can't use Batman as
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
Batman has a plan to defeat literally every one of the Justice League. I think he can defeat a Minotaur.
Did he beat Ezra Miller? Because he's the villain.
Yeah, he's the villain of the DC universe. Not yet. He's still getting away with crimes.
Look,
No,
I think Batman is a good
no, it's
stress
not.
test.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
How did they physically fight him, or was it all technological
stress test?
knowledge
He
based?
uses
You just said a
technological
stress
knowledge
test.
base. His superpower
Okay,
is prep
it
time.
doesn't matter about Batman. Which one's gonna win out of this? Okay, Batman's not beating the Minotaur.
Yes, he is.
Batman's not beating the Minotaur.
Yeah.
Maybe if it set a trap. Maybe.
Look,
maybe. But
Batman-
that's not what we're arguing for.
That's not what we're
It's
arguing for.
Batman.
Hold on, how strong are the sonar paralyzations?
It's gonna burst your eardrums and make you cover your ears.
Well, joke's on you. This thing doesn't have ears.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't.
I think it does.
In this picture, it doesn't.
He's a bull who stands up.
Yeah.
If it can hear,
he
I
can
think
warrior.
the man bat is incapacitating it. But also, the man bat's definitely not stronger than the Minotaur. I also don't know that.
How easy is it for this man bat to get the sonar effectively to its victims?
This thing
It screams.
beat up
Is it like
Aslan.
100%?
He knocked him on his side.
It screams through its mouth.
Yeah,
said,
but like, does it have to be right next to you? Could it be literally 50 feet away so it has
Yeah,
a
I think-
severe advantage?
I think it's at least got a range of like 30 feet.
That's pretty dang close, because then it could just hover above and say, yeah, it kills it every time. But
Yeah.
by that logic, this
But
thing
it-
kills most things.
but it's- no,
Like,
it's not-
where's the
it's not
hole in his,
killing
where's the
it.
chink in his arm?
It's not killing it with the sonar. It's just hurting its ears.
So can the Minotaur have earmuffs?
No, obviously. It's got horns.
See, I think, yes, I would agree it would hurt its ears and it would probably make it so it can't hear. But even if this thing jumped on top of him, he would just like rip it off and tear it apart.
If he's not incapacitated first.
If he's not, yes.
I don't know. The Minotaur wins physically, but, the man bat's pretty big.
Well, I'm
And
going with
it's-
physics
and
over-
it's flying.
I'm going with physics over. Precise.
Look at its feet. It could pick it up and throw it off a cliff.
No, this thing probably could not pick that up. That thing's definitely like 400, 500 pounds.
No, this thing's about a ton, bro.
Not
Okay,
a ton.
but-
You said it's roughly man-sized.
It's
No,
roughly
it's
larger than
way-
man-sized.
Men are not a ton.
Men are also not
Okay,
weighed this strong.
a cow.
Mm-hmm.
How heavy is the average cow?
It's definitely not a ton.
No, say the average bull because it's a bull size.
It's definitely not the size of a bull. It's part man.
500 to 1,000 kilograms.
Kilograms.
How much is that?
All right, so yeah, it's
that's
definitely above a ton.
that's what I'm saying.
Right, so definitely above a ton.
Minotaur, and I would say a Minotaur is a little bigger than your average bull, just
Yeah.
a little bit, and he stands up.
But this
So-
is also a giant human-sized bat, bigger than a human.
So we're talking like what, 400 pounds?
Yeah.
Okay, so 400 pounds
Yeah, this thing's not
Versus-
picking that thing up.
Sure.
versus
Good.
about maybe 2 tons.
This is not a full bull. We already established that.
No, it's bigger than a bull.
No, the one you picked is.
No, okay, this isn't. Let's just say this is an average sized bull.
Which is like
this one's pretty big.
A ton and a half to 2 tons.
Yeah.
heavy.
I don't know. I still think it could. It's not going to fly off with it, but it could get it off the ground.
I don't know about that. I'll say because of paralyzation, which seems like a cheat code to me. It doesn't even give it a fighting chance. But I'm gonna have to go with the bat because
Yeah, because it can paralyze its victims.
it
with
can paralyze its
sound waves.
victims. But then that
Is
sucks.
he really like paralyzed? Like I can't move, or like it hurt my ears. That's a difference.
I think if it's bursting your eardrums constantly with a screech and it can get up on you, I think the man bat's got you.
But how does the man bat kill? With his feet? With his bite?
I don't know.
Because it can paralyze you, but once it gets to you, like doesn't know what to do after that.
Yeah, I think it's gonna shred at you with its feet and with its bite.
Well, I guess we have to talk about the hide thickness of the Minotaur. Then
they got thick. They got
Yeah.
thickies.
they got some.
Let's
thickums.
remember though, it can fly away.
This can run away.
It's not going to beat Flight.
Yeah, Flight
This
kind of goes in a
has-
straight line.
Look how big this is compared to that doorway, though. That's a pretty.
That's
a
forced
pretty.
perspective. It's forced
forced
No,
perspective.
no, no.
It's
Look at
forced.
his shadow in comparison to the ground. He's pretty close to that doorway.
What is that?
No, he's not. It's like
What
freaking
is that thing
high
behind
noon.
him?
The shadow's straight down.
It looks like a plant.
Hey,
of some
you're in my
This
my
is
shot.
forced
I'm leaning
perspective
in.
with a Dutch angle. That is not.
It's a Dutch.
He's not standing next to the door.
It's pretty close to that door.
Okay, he's clearly going for the bat, and I'm clearly going for the
Obviously, I think
Minotaur.
it's the man bat.
Whatever you say,
What do you think is going to
he's
win?
the tiebreaker.
It's the bat but I think
Then it's the bat.
It's an
It's the bat.
unfair advantage, but
Then that's
in
what we're
this
going with, the
scenario,
bat.
it's the bat.
I'm saying Minotaur, but if you think the bat, then we're going with the bat. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Oh wait, freaking!
Yeah.
I feel a little gypped on this
What?
don't-
You
Why didn't you
decided.
vote for the Minotaur then?
Yeah, we
because
both,
I don't truly think the Minotaur wins with the sonar capabilities, but the sonar feels like a cheat code. The sonar can basically kill everything.
Nah.
Yeah, because it's like
Nah.
paralyzed. That's like what are creatures in wild that paralyze their victims and always win? It's spiders. Spiders will paralyze their victims and always get their victims always get because they have a cheat code.
Yep.
They got a cheat snack.
They got,
cheat.
they got a cheat code. They're like, I don't have to put up a fight. I just gotta
snack.
paralyze you.
Snatch is what I meant to say.
I don't know if you think it's the Minotaur,
No, it's the bat.
because the Minotaur does have the strength.
Minotaur wins. Everybody.